Amateur radio is a wonderful hobby in which licensed radio amateurs across the world communicate with each other using two-way radios. For becoming a licensed radio amateur, you need a license from the regulatory authority in your country. In India, the regulatory authority is Wireless Planning and Coordination Wing of the Department of Telecommunications under the Ministry of Communications, Government of India. Regular examinations are conducted and you have to qualify the examination as well as get a license from the WPC before you start operating an amateur radio equipment. Amateur radio equipment are of various types. There are simple handheld walkie-talkies which allow for a short distance communications, and with the same walkie-talkie, if you have a directional antenna, you can point your signals to satellites like International Space Station going above your head at specified timings, and signals go from the walkie-talkie to the International Space Station and down to the Earth and another location, and you can communicate between radio amateurs using amateur radio satellites. Typical example is communication through the International Space Station. I also participate in that and I am very happy to communicate with my friends using amateur radio on International Space Station. Then there is something known as shortwave radio or high frequency HF radio. Communication through International Space Station is using VHF, very high frequency, and ultra high frequency radios, which could be handheld radios or base stations at your home, which need external antenna. In case of shortwave communication, you have the radio at home and the antenna is outside, and the antenna sends signals to the ionosphere of the Earth, that is a layer of the atmosphere with ionized particles, ionization depending on the solar activity. So it will send signals to the ionosphere and bounce off the ionosphere to the Earth, and then from the Earth again to the ionosphere, and multiple bounces will take you, or rather your signal, across the world to the other side also. For example, I can communicate from my home to a station in United States of America using shortwave or high frequency radio.